There comes a moment in every great sports story where everything lines up at once, and the feeling is unmistakable. It feels like destiny pulling its final piece into place. That is where we are right now with the Oklahoma City Thunder. This is the moment fans have been waiting for through patience rebuilding doubt and belief. The chips are no longer being saved. They are being pushed straight into the center of the table with confidence and intent. If the NBA were a high-stakes game of chance, the Thunder would not just be betting big. They would own the room. They would own the casino. They would own every table and every chip inside it. This roster is not just stacked. It is overwhelming in a way that makes opponents uncomfortable before the opening tip even happens. This is the type of team that forces the league to pay attention whether it wants to or not. Welcome into a story that feels like it. It's been building quietly before, suddenly becoming impossible to ignore. The Thunder are no longer a future promise. They are a present reality. The season has reached a point where belief turns into expectation and hope turns into pressure. And somehow, Oklahoma City looks ready for all of it. A massive game is waiting in Las Vegas. The NBA Cup semifinal. Thunder versus Spurs. A matchup that carries weight far beyond a single night. There is pride involved. There is money involved. There is legacy beginning to take shape. The Thunder enter this game tied for the best record through the opening stretch of the season, alongside Golden State. That alone tells you everything about how serious this run has been, but the story gets even better. 4. The first time all season, the Thunder are finally getting their core back together. Health has arrived at the perfect time. Isaiah Hartenstein is back. Cason Wallace is back. The lineup that defined last season and powered deep playoff belief is about to share the floor again. This is not just another rotation update. This is the switch being flipped. Isaiah Hartenstein returns. After missing several games with a deep calf issue that required patience and caution, the kind of injury you do not rush unless you want disaster. The Thunder waited. They protected him. And now they get him back right when the stakes rise. That matters. This starting group tells the story of who this team is. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, leading with calm dominance. Jalen Williams attacking space with intelligence and creativity. Luguentz Dort, setting the tone with physical defense and relentless effort. Chet Holmgren stretching the floor while protecting the paint like few players in the league can. And Isaiah Hartenstein anchoring everything with strength, touch, and vision. This is the Thunder core. This is the group that makes the entire system work. For the first time this season, they will all be on the floor together. That alone should make the rest of the league uneasy. The timing could not be better. Jalen Williams is rediscovering his rhythm and confidence. Shai continues to play at a level that separates him from almost everyone else in the world. Chet Holmgren looks more comfortable and more assertive with each passing game. And now Hartenstein steps back into a role that unlocks even more flexibility for the coaching staff. Hartenstein is having the best season of his career. Once known primarily for defense and pick-and-roll work, he has expanded his offensive impact in meaningful ways. His chemistry with Holmgren has become a weapon. His passing vision allows the offense to flow smoothly, even when defenses collapse. His floater remains one of the most reliable touch shots in the league. Defensively, he has been elite. Positioning, anticipation, and toughness define his presence. With him on the floor, the Thunder become even more suffocating. They turn mistakes into momentum and stops into immediate pressure. This team does not just defend, it hunts. And that is exactly why the rest of the NBA feels the tension when Oklahoma City shows up on the schedule. There are usually two responses when teams face the Thunder. Some decide it is not worth the fight. They rest players. They accept the loss before it happens. They move on quickly. Others step up because the NBA Cup adds a different edge. There is money. There is recognition. There is something tangible to win, even outside the postseason. The Spurs fall into that second category. Victor Wembanyama is expected to return for this matchup after missing time with a calf issue. The Spurs were careful with him for good reason. Calf injuries are dangerous territory. The league has seen too many stars fall by pushing too hard too fast. San Antonio waited. Now they bring him back on a stage that demands attention. that creates an immediate storyline. Wembanyama versus Holmgren. Two generational talents. Two unicorns with length, skill, and defensive instincts that change the geometry of the game. The league wants this rivalry. Fans want this matchup. And both players understand the moment. Wembanyama has already shown flashes of becoming something terrifying. Scoring explosions, confidence from deep ball handling at his size, and the ability to dominate sequences in ways that feel unreal. One highlight can ignite an entire arena. One possession can take over social media, but the Thunder are uniquely equipped to challenge him. This is the best defensive team in basketball. That is not hype. That is reality backed by numbers and film. Multiple Thunder players rank among the top defenders in the league. Holmgren anchors the system. Hartenstein reinforces it. Dort disrupts everything on the perimeter. Shai and Williams apply pressure without sacrificing positioning. This is not about stopping Wembanyama completely. That may be impossible. It is about making everything difficult. About turning brilliance into effort instead of ease. About forcing him to work for every inch. At the same time, the Thunder offense presents its own nightmare. Ball movement, pace, and spacing force defenses into constant decisions. With everyone healthy, there are no weak links. There is no place to hide. This is what makes the Thunder special. Depth without ego. Talent without chaos. Confidence without arrogance. As the rotation settles, there will be difficult decisions. Too much talent creates its own challenges. Minutes will shift. Roles will adjust. Some players will see reduced time not because they lack ability, but because the team is simply that deep. Shai remains the engine. His efficiency, leadership, and control of tempo place him in rare air. Arguments against him usually ignore context and minutes. Watch the game closely, and the truth is obvious. He dictates outcomes. Young players like AJ Mitchell have earned their place through consistency and intelligence. You do not take minutes away from production like that. The Thunder reward performance. That culture matters. There will be sacrifices. That is the cost of excellence. And the Thunder appear ready to embrace it. This game in Las Vegas is more than a semifinal. It is a statement. A test of health chemistry and ambition. A glimpse at what the rest of the season could look like if everything continues.